The Texas Hill Country is a unique land, a blend of many nationalities and their customs. It's a lush land with beautiful streams and plentiful wildlife. Yet it's a hard scrabble land too, where the fertile valleys are punctuated with rock and a period of drought may last 7 years. It's a land that knows abundance and adversity. It takes hardships in stride, and it celebrates its harvest with gusto. During its many festivals, fiestas, and fests, the President's Hill Country welcomes all who come and invites them to share its bounty of harvest and good spirit. The Hill Country was settled a little more than a century ago. The Spaniards established San Jose Mission in San Antonio 250 years ago, bringing their religion and the fiesta. Each year in August, there's a fiesta on the founding date. Like those of Mexico, costumes, customs, and dances found here are an intriguing mixture of those imported from Spain and those of the native Indians. The German influence began around the time that Texas fought for independence. The word spread to Germany of the political and religious freedoms here, so they came. New Braunfels was established in 1845 and Fredericksburg the following year. Now, with the immigrants came architectural styles and many of the technical skills from medicine to mechanics needed in the new land. Of the many contributions, perhaps the most delightful is the universal use of the Christmas tree, which the Germans brought to Texas in the 1840s. In the Hill Country, the predominantly German communities have a fest or festival for special occasions. In Boerne, a stopping-off place between the German communities of New Braunfels and Fredericksburg, they hold the annual Burgessfest, or Festival of the Hills. In many ways, the Burgessfest is like the county fairs throughout the state. Folk come to town to meet their neighbors, exhibit their crops or cattle, and kick up their heels at a dance. But there is something more. These people pay tribute to their heritage with native costumes, songs from their father's homeland, and customs remembered by the old folks and passed on to the young. Perhaps a little more sophisticated is the Wurstfest in New Braunfels, where sausage making is celebrated. Umpa music, the schottisch, polka, beer, and sausages of all forms and tastes make up the bill of fare. In New Braunfels, celebrating is a fine art. The week-long celebration is a standing room-only affair with visitors from everywhere, even from the old country. In other days, practically everyone lived in the country, but came to town on weekends to meet friends, attend church, or buy and sell goods. In those days, too, some families had a little house called a townhouse. Today, the pattern is almost reversed. Many live in town and commute to the country. But the need for festivities and meeting old friends is still the same. Night in Old Fredericksburg was started, as one resident said, just so people could get together and have a good time. The delicate question of which horse is the fraction of a second faster arouses all men, and ranching country has always had a high regard for horseflesh.
Horse number 6 is in, James Playboy. Horse number 7 is in, Mother Good.
The rodeo is a time-honored Texas tradition. In ranch country, the cowboys of one ranch challenged the hands of another to see who was best at their everyday skills of riding, roping, and bulldogging. What began as a cowhand's recreation has become a national pastime. Most every city, town, and crossroad corral in the hill country has some type of rodeo during the year.
Wayne Christensen will be our next bull rider. This is James Mathis. Oh, James made the long round and didn't come up with it. Let's save off of the round of applause for Queen James Mathis.
There was a time when the hill country had limited water, mostly spring-fed streams. But a string of highland lakes on the Colorado River puts good boating and fishing within reach of Central Texans. The capital city each year holds a 10-day aqua festival, which is packed with exciting events and contests. For the Boy Scout, there's the 100-mile canoe race through the Highland Lakes chain. The races end at Festival Beach on Town Lake in Austin. After 4 or 5 days paddling a canoe, the bath at the end is welcome. The Governor's Cup Sailing Regatta held on Lake Travis brings out the sailors, along with those who just like to see the beauty of full sails over deep water. For the speed buff, there's the World Gas and Fuel Drag Boat Races held during the Aqua Festival on Austin's Town Lake. Entries from all over the United States participate. Top speeds can range from 180 to 190 miles per hour in a quarter-mile race. Motorcycles have enjoyed an increase in popularity in recent years, particularly the off-road models. Perhaps the modern Texan warms to the trail bike the way his forebearer cherished his horse. He could cut across the roughest country and get into the real wilds off the beaten path. It's a kind of freedom to move that Texans are rediscovering and enjoying. Motocross racing, long popular on the West Coast and in Europe, is developing rapidly in Texas. No fancy racetracks or professional riders are needed. Little promotion, weekend cycle crowd, and a good cow pasture is all you need. Though the Scots never migrated to the hill country in great numbers, they did play a role in Texas history. In the 1880s, Scottish stonemasons cut the granite for building the state capitol. Now, Scottish descendants from all over come to the annual competition and games called Cayley, held each year in Austin. Try tossing a sheaf of hay like a Scotsman. If you're more athletically inclined, you might try tossing a caber. It's not how far you toss it, it's how straight. Who would have thought a group of people could have so much fun raising and praising the fruit of their labors, the delicious and delectable peach? Gillespie County is recognized as the center of peach production in Texas. Because of its size and importance to the hill country, Stonewall holds a peach festival around harvest time. It's quite a celebration with fresh peaches, peach ice cream, peach eating contests, and a peach of a parade. The annual water safari down the San Marcos and Guadalupe rivers to the Gulf attracts national and even international attention. Canoeists from across the nation test their endurance and speed in the 400-mile race to the Gulf. For the hungry contestants, there's even an 8-foot sandwich. Race regulations call for each canoe to be self-sufficient through the week-long race. You have to carry all the supplies you need. Texans are fanatic about their chili, and like horse racing, there's room for only one winner. So there's the Chili Olympics, or Chilympiad. to determine the champion chili chef. Now, whether you like chili hot or mild, made from armadillo, venison, beef, or shrimp, at San Marcos each year you can find the most imaginative, palatable, and varied concoctions ever simmered. Chili is a southwestern tradition. Before refrigeration, the spices were used to preserve meat. Now figure this, chili means cold in English, hot in Spanish. Blend the English methods of preserving meat and Spanish spices and you come up with a tasty meat dish that has warmed, literally, the hearts and stirred the appetites of hungry men everywhere. Down the way, Wimberley hosts a combination of county fair, trade day, and flea market. On the first Saturday of each month in the summer, anyone can rent a booth and sell his wares to the public. At one time, Wimberley was a ranch community with some limited farming. But now, it's a weekend retreat for people getting away from the city. The atmosphere is relaxing. You might find a painting by a budding artist from the coast. Or an aged thingamajig offered by an antique dealer. You can always tell the bad guys they wear the black hats. About a century ago, the notorious Sam Bass, road agent, train robber, and all-round bad guy, tried to rob the Round Rock Bank and make off with everyone's hard-earned savings. But the guys in the white hats spoiled his plans and saved the day. The city of Round Rock reenacts the event each July in the Pioneer Day celebration. Reminders of things past are all about the Texas Hill Country. Many ranches and old homesteads still have an old cabin off in the back pasture that might have originally been the main house. Many have even incorporated these old cabins into present-day homes or barns. There's quite a demand for old cabins today. Many cabins have been bought, moved, and restored. Public parks dot the hill country, providing a resting place, a place to camp, and a place to get near the water. Spring-fed streams throughout the hill country have magical names: the Llano, Pedernales, Blanco, Guadalupe, Colorado, San Marcos. There's a number of major lakes, too, like Lake Buchanan, Lake LBJ, Lake Travis, Lake Austin, and Canyon Lake, where the fisherman, boater, or camper can do his thing. Texas Hill Country is not just a place, but a combination of many things. A unique mixture found nowhere else. A place where pride is outshone only by hospitality, where the hard realities of life call forth a joyful spirit, and where the natural beauty of the land is ever an inspiration and a cause of thanksgiving. The Hill Country's most famous native son, Lyndon B. Johnson, explained the unique combinations very aptly while serving as President of the United States.
When I come here and stay 2 or 3 days, it's a breath of fresh air. It's new strength. I go away ready to challenge the world. There is no other place that can do that for me. What this land and what this water and what these people and what these surroundings can do.